The following presentation is brought to you by The Realm Network.
On this edition of Face Value here with Bill DeMott, as everyone knows, I have the moral compass sitting next to me, and we're going live on Periscope. We're gonna hit this, so everybody knows. I usually film these Face Values. We usually get these out the day before, so this is gonna air on 11/3. That's November 3rd. For all the people on iTunes who don't see my 11/3.
Well, they know that.
They don't know. I'm just saying, we're on Periscope. So what we're going to do here, we're going to try this experiment here. I'm with the Moral Compass, and we're going to take some questions. So I don't know who's awake at this time, East Coast or in Bangladesh, because many of my 100,000 followers, whatever it is, are from the pond. So we're going to have to do a build my experience from over the pond. Do we have anything? They're all sleeping, aren't they?
You've got hellos and what's ups.
Who's saying hello? Let me say hello back. We're on the air.
Joshua Alba
At
said, what's up, Bill? And then he said NYC.
At Joshua Alba, NYC. Hey, man, what a heart. New York's been on fire, but the Mets, we'll talk about it. The Mets go down in 5 games, game 5. But hats off to them for getting to the series. Here's my favorite new player, Duda. That's his name. His last name is Duda. Butchie loves Cologne because on the game he looks like he does in real life. You know, he's like over 40 years old. He's like the oldest player or oldest pitcher in Major League Baseball. Yeah. So Billy loves to see Cologne come out of the thing with the hair coming out of the hat and everything. And now my new favorite name is Duda.
Here's at Dina Referees. Greetings from Aurora, Illinois.
Aurora, Illinois. That's nowhere near Bangladesh. You can chime in here anytime you want because I'm live. I'm talking to people live on the Realm Network and the Periscope, and you're sitting there.
It's all your followers. I only have 38 followers, and they're all probably local.
Well, this is why you have 38 followers, and that's because 19 of them followed you twice under 2 different names. Tell your Nana to get the hell off of Twitter. Nana's probably 30 of them.
It's not Nana. Nana wouldn't know how to use Twitter.
At Max Steven, Manager Steve, that is.
Manager Steve. Wait a minute. My Steve is on Twitter? Answer me right now. My Steve?
Steve, why are you not following me?
Steve the driver?
At Year Stubman said, great beard, Bill. Yep. At Max Stevens said, yep.
At Max Stevens. Follow him on Twitter. That is Steve the driver. Going into this, I'm going to get Steve the driver on this show. We're going to hook up, and he's going to be a guest. And this is probably going to be the funniest conversation we ever have because the guy is.
He says, "I will follow you, Casey."
Thank you.
Oh. Here it is. We're on Periscope now. We're live, and people are following you because I'm talking to them. I'm going to answer questions.
Well, Steve is the whole reason I got the microphone.
He's
and I'm on the show.
my manager.
Well. So he wants me on the show. It's only fair.
He doesn't want you on the show.
Yes,
the microphone's a tax write-off.
He was just here last week, and he said he loved me on the show.
I will put your brother in that chair right now, and he will be the next one. It's a tax write-off for you to be on this show.
He's not.
Everybody's saying ha 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 and laughing.
No, it's not ha ha and laughing. I'm on the Realm Network. I'm on Vince Russo's The Brand. I'm part of the brand. Not you.
What was that again?
The brand.
Steve says, "Happy birthday to Billy."
It is. It's Billy's birthday. This show's on the 3rd, but as we're filming it, it's my son's 7th birthday. He's the only 7-year-old who's 4'6" and 82 pounds, and wants to know why he doesn't fit in his bed. Only 7-year-old. I know what a kid is.
At M Fitness Project wants to know if you have any advice on getting a tryout at the Performance Center.
Yeah, that's a serious question. I'll take that. At M Fitness
Project. At
M Fitness Project. Here's my advice for getting a tryout at the Performance Center. I say this to everybody all the time, so we're going to be serious for a minute. You have to be out there. I tell everybody at the camps, and this is something I talk about when I do seminars and everything else. You have to be out there and get your name out there. And if you're not, that's okay too. If you don't come from independent wrestling or wrestling, that's okay. But go to their website. I assume we're talking about the WWE because it's saying the Performance Center. Go to the website, go all the way down, click on the recruit site, and fill out all the information. if you're not doing that, you can't just expect someone to come and knock at your door like it's Clearinghouse, or it's Neil Patrick Harris coming to give you money or whatever it is. So you have to get yourself out there. And please don't big thing for me when I was in the system, don't send a selfie. Don't put a selfie of yourself on it. And don't send a picture from 8 years ago where you look great and all of a sudden you walk into the door and you look like shit.
Explicit. That's
why I did it, because now we're explicit on iTunes. That's for all my people on iTunes listening. Love you. That S word, me and Eminem. And does Ed Sheeran, is he explicit?
In concert, yeah.
Well, there it is. And so is Bob Saget. Steve is explicit. At Max Stevens on Twitter is
Steve's checked out.
Steve's out because he knows I was going to talk about him. He's explicit. I'm the voice of reason in this partnership. Steve and I, we go around.
Oh, I was going to say you and Steve. Okay.
We go around and now we're talking to people from all over the world. And Steve gets so fired up, and it's like he grows 4 inches, and he almost meets me at my chin now. He gets so fired up, and he's cussing, and I go, now, Steve. Listen to me.
That guy that asked the question said, being from another country, should you go about getting noticed by the WWE any differently?
Yes, from another country, you have to make sure you get on the list and contact them when they're in your country. When they're traveling, they use a lot of extras. And when they use the extras for security guards or and they like to see the talent that's in the area. So you still reach out to the recruit site and let them know what country you're from, because when they go to that country, they'll look for those guys or girls. So there's always ways to do it, but you have to be consistent with that. That's my opinion. No matter who you're trying out for, where you go, in Japan or Mexico, you have to be consistent. You don't send it once and go, well, they know I'm here, so I'll just wait. That's not the business we're in. We're not in the wrestling business anymore. We're in, well, I'm in the wrestling business because I still like to tie people up, and I don't mind. Periscope, that was like 2 good questions, and then the fact that Steve's on Twitter is actually Periscope. You know the deal.
They said thank you very much.
Who?
Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, man. Good luck. Let me keep us informed. Follow Casey
at JBrat1210. Can you tell Bill to say hi to me? My name is Jeff from Philly. I'm a huge fan.
JBrat.
His name's Jeff from Philly. It faded off the screen. So
Jeff from Philly. I lost your Twitter account at JBrat or something. Jeff from Philly. Peace. Love Philly. Made a lot of my first matches in the old ECW arena. So Jeff, I'm not an Eagles fan, but bless your heart. That's it. Who we saying goodbye to? Who we saying hello to? Who's saying Periscope? You know the deal. I got to do a show here. In 3, 2, 1, we're out. We're off of Periscope. And just for the record, everybody on iTunes, all you got was the back of Casey's head. So
I hit the button. I hit it again, and it flashed to my face.
And then here, walking into screen, there's the arm of that screen. What the hell is going on here?
Sorry.
And there's the other voice. This is what's happening. All of a sudden, and this is all Steve. Now the arm is coming in, and this is how it goes. So now
I forgot that was on.
It's recent. I forgot the camera's on. I forgot it's a show. iTunes. If you're on iTunes and you're driving, and I've gotten a lot of response from iTunes, I know you're laughing at me.
Janine's laughing.
But I promise you, Janine, I know you're out there. Janine, I know your travels as you work around the Southeast and everywhere you go, and you're listening to this and laughing. And Janine Olive will tell you that I can't make this shit up. Like if this was iTunes only and not a video podcast, she'd be like, oh, that Bill, he's so imaginative. No, this is not props, people. My wife just puts her arm in the screen. My daughter is sitting there getting followers. My manager is across the way somewhere on Twitter, on Periscope. And now my wife is sat down next to the microphone next to my daughter. I want to talk about, this is it. This is Face Value. This is a family edition. This is the cigar smoking early morning edition.
James Earl Jones.
Casey said I sound like James Earl Jones.
Well, I was kidding, but
it is a little. Well, you don't sound like, you sound like somebody do it.
I sound like Estelle from Friend.
Estelle from Friend. Joey. Joey. That's why I feel.
You don't have your cigar.
I don't have my cigar. What I do have is my Marvel coffee cup, and it is coffee. That's a slur. Again, when I take a drink, you should be talking.
Okay, we covered a lot of stuff before we started broadcasting. You didn't go over that with me.
I dare you to watch your own show, and if you go back to last week's Face Value, I was taking a drink from the big red cup, and I said, when I take a drink, because people on iTunes don't see me taking a drink. These people here see the drink, and they go, oh, Bill's getting a drink because he's working so hard. And he's told he's got dry mouth. The people on iTunes, all of a sudden, they get this.
And dead air can be a killer on your show.
And there she goes. Now she's talking.
Great.
So
everybody's a critic. Great.
So it rolls downhill. You're my flunky. And now the chick who does my Periscope is your flunky?
No.
They both said no. We're not going to get anything accomplished today on Face Value.
When do we ever get anything accomplished on this show? Half the time it's you yelling at me and me not doing what I'm supposed to do, apparently.
I'm going to say to you what I've been saying for 28 years in wrestling as a coach. I'm not yelling. I'm just talking loud. I'm trying to get, you know what?
And the vein in your
good. Okay, be quiet. Let me get to my friend. Now, Amazon, I got to apologize. I did not forget you. Let me get back to my friends at Amazon. There it is. You see it on the bottom of the screen. Holiday season is now in full effect. Halloween is over. Still not my favorite holiday. Thank you, Paula. We'll get into that this week with football with Miss Paula. And she's not going to be happy with me at all. But Amazon, go to Amazon. I know Mama's doing it for sure. I know Mama now. Before, she just whatever. Now she at least goes on the BillDemottExperience.com. Goes on my site, clicks the button, and she's ordering everything. The bad thing is, and don't take this the wrong way, Amazon. Now she's on your site all the time on the BillDemottExperience.com. And she goes, well, I'm trying to help out your free show. It's not a free show if it's costing me money on Amazon.
I have a birthday party to plan.
It doesn't matter if you have a birthday party. You better get your microphone back. So this is what's happening. My wife, love to death, wants to support. This is a free show. So if you go to Amazon.com and Build My Experience, click it. You're supporting this free show on the Realm Network. And you're helping me. So now she goes 10 times past that. And I'm supporting your free show. But now it's costing me money on the other side of the thing. Like when this show's over this week, when Face Value's over, I gotta go, what just happened? And then she looks at me and goes, but you said go to Amazon. Don't go to Amazon for no reason. You go there for a holiday getting up. Christmas is coming up and all the holidays are coming up and you need a cool centerpiece for things and the movies and the music and, join Amazon Prime and all. Don't go there I don't need her supporting me. I need these people. On iTunes, I need them supporting me. You're not supporting me if you're, and it's coming back and it's coming out of me.
Actually, it's you supporting yourself, so you're self-supported.
I'm not self-supportive. I'm self-supportive if I wore tighter pants.
I can't even do it. I'm laughing.
That was the one. That might have been my only one-liner for the thing. I am not trying to. Here's how I support myself. I'm leaning on my desk.
The Jimmy leg.
Amazon, I'm sorry for this. This is just this.
The Jimmy leg.
I have the Jimmy leg. I have the Jimmy arm. I now have the Jimmy Amazon account. I have the So for everybody else on iTunes and everybody watching this, you can see if you're going to get me a gift, please make it. Go to Amazon. For some reason, I think they have a giant bottle of Advil you can find. Send it to me. I don't know what to say. Amazon, I support you. Thank you for supporting me. Get all your gifts. I mean, there's millions of download music and movies and all that stuff. Amazon, this got out of control, so I'm out this week on the Face Value. But I appreciate all the support other than from my family. I'm the only guy who knows who wants the support of his family. And they give it to me in every.
Well, I go on and click on it, and I'm spending my own money. I'm not spending your money.
Oh, so was that a shot?
No, I'm just.
Shot at Mama.
I'm just saying, It's not your money. But I go on and support you.
In essence, everything is mine.
How? How is it your money if I go and work for it?
I made you. If I make you.
I'm thinking that's a topic you don't want to get
Yeah,
into.
let's not discuss that.
And some people say it was an inside job.
Oh,
That's what I said.
okay. I'm not putting that over.
You just did.
I'm
By
not.
not doing it, you just did. So can we get
There'd
into
be a lot
some
of
news?
things wrong with that.
Can one of you go sit in a corner? We're actually in a corner. You don't even know. We're actually in a corner. So this is the family edition of Face Value. So before and as always, I want to keep thanking everybody for the cards, and hundreds of cards have come in, and the support from family and friends, and there's no way to keep thanking everyone and getting all the names right and but to my boys again in New Jersey, and Bobby G and Fran and AR and everybody who came down family wise, and Grandpa Larry. I think we talked about him. He jumped on the plane and tried to fix he's here while he was here. What time was he? He was trying to fix my truck, and it didn't happen. But across the board, and Grandma B and everybody who listens to this, and we get to spend. It's funny how we get to spend time with our family and friends, but so much love goes out to everybody, the baseball teams and everybody here, and
Aunt Pat and Uncle Dave.
Aunt Pat and Uncle Dave. And why do I even say I should just sit here and they can talk and they do their own thing. But and again, my boys Vince Russo and Steve and Mark from the Row Network, and just the unbelievable support as always, Pastor Byron and C3 and Angie and our whole family on that side. So as we continue to figure things out, just thank you to everyone for the support and the prayers, and like I said before, Carrie Ann would be so embarrassed by all the attention. So that's the serious part about this show, because I've been told when I work, I'm better. So I'm trying to work. And for me, work is being funny and entertaining without trying. And that's when these two hoodlums across the way. Steve, so I'm telling you right now, Steve, no more microphones, no more other shiznit.
Nana, get in on this.
Nana, keep your mouth shut. Nana, Nana Mary up north, my sister-in-law, the inner circle, everybody keep your mouth shut. There's no more microphones. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, it'd be cool because in all your podcasts where there's serious journalism going on, where I have all my guests, they come in and out, and Paula comes in and out. And now Steve in the back of his mind is going, I think we should see Casey now. And I'm thinking, I'm going to say this, and this is my oldest daughter, and I love her to death. You look at her right now, this show's canceled.
Hey. Well,
because she's got like the Peanuts hair. The Peanuts movie's coming out. She got like the whole thing.
Well, they know. They saw the back of my head.
There.
They saw the back of my head. They know.
She's a loop. Hey, before everybody chimes in on this and starts following her more.
It's 8:45 in the morning. There's nothing I can do about it.
There's a chance of rain.
They said that on the news this morning. Did you hear that?
Just say that every morning. You can't be wrong when it's a chance of rain.
But that's exactly what she said. There's a chance of rain, and that was it. I started laughing.
I'm gonna I don't know what I need everybody to come up on Twitter or Facebook. Come up with a weatherman's name for me. And it has to be something I can say in the air. Because shit's the only word I say, because that makes me explicit on iTunes. But for everybody who's fans of this and on the Realm Network, come up with a name, and I'm going to name myself, and I'm going to do a little weather thing every time on this show now. Like Storm Field from Eyewitness News was the perfect weather name, but that was his name. Eyewitness News? Oh, nothing. Anyway, for everybody up north, a shout out to my Uncle Eddie and Aunt Carol, everybody up north. Mm-hmm. The boys from the fireplace. If you ever go to Paramus, New Jersey, and you're looking for a great place to eat, there's a ton of them, but I'm a diehard. Always go. We get off the plane. Mama's over there shaking her head. Off the plane, we drive from the airport. We drive to Paramus, and we go to the fireplace. Go see Frank and Ronnie Novello and those guys. Go get the best burger dog. I mean, the best dogs are always up north anyway, in my opinion. But go to the fireplace. Tell them Bill sent you, and when they kick you out on the way out, just grab something to drink. But they're good people. Go there. I don't know how that came about, but we're sitting home in the fireplace. I got a scratch, and she's telling me don't scratch. The people on iTunes don't see me scratching.
Everybody else does.
Yeah, but it's a scratch. It's because it shows I'm human.
Okay.
This is what's going to happen. Don't scratch on your own show. Like if I was talking to, I don't know who I wouldn't be sitting there
Oh my God.
like this. I do that with Isabella.
No, I didn't say that's for Isabella.
Isabella.
Jerry Seinfeld. So
So Isabella's a 6-year-old little girl, friends of our family, and she likes to, all of a sudden she's come out of her shell a little bit, and she likes to mimic me. So I do all these things, and she copies me, and she sits next to me. And I do that. Everybody on iTunes, I'm now sticking my finger in my nose. And then she gets to the point where she won't do it.
Yeah.
Like I get her going, she follows me, I stick my finger in my nose, she goes, I can't do it.
She does it now, though.
She does stick her finger in her nose.
She just won't say, I kiss boys.
She won't say. I tell her I kiss boys, and she goes, ooh. So I kiss Butchie to prove my point. All right, let's get off of what we do, because there's going to be people knocking at the door and going, we need to sit down high. You're the psychology major. Why do you let this stuff happen?
Because apparently I'm only supposed to be working at Chick-Fil-A.
Here we go. Let's get into it. Let's get right into it. See the segue? This is why I sit here and they sit off. Better looking, better, more entertaining, more bestest, better than. So hey, come on, let me have it.
I just have a beef with Jeb Bush. That's all.
Come on, I'm gonna sit here. Hey, iTunes, I'm sitting here intrigued right now. Come on.
Okay.
Come on.
Well, he I guess made a statement saying that psychology majors and philosophy majors and people like in the sciences, I guess, are going to end up working at Chick-Fil-A
because they're wasting their time.
He says I'm not trying to say that we should dictate what students choose as a major, but basically you're saying that what we do has no value in society, and that's absolutely ridiculous.
So Jeb Bush, who's running for what?
President.
I'm sorry, do you vote?
Yes.
Oh, as a psychology major, you're smart enough to vote?
Yeah.
So you're going to be voting in 2016.
Sure am.
And Jeb Bush comes out and says psychology majors are wasting their time.
Do you know how many that was silly.
And that's
psychology majors there are?
And what I'm saying is psychology is in literally everything that we do in some form.
Is it in government?
Yeah.
You think he'll be coming and sitting on your chair when he figures out he screwed the pooch this whole time?
There's a psychology to politics. There's a psychology to everything. And it's just ridiculous. And so people have been outraged, like me, my fellow psychology majors. And I know they took to Twitter and they hashtag this psych major. And they
votes in 2016.
Well, one of the people did that, but it's like hashtag this psych major. And they put what they do in their field. So, I mean, if you think about it, mental health is now a big issue nowadays, and because we know more about it and we're more aware of it, we're starting to help people improve their quality of life.
So can't help? Can you help Jeb Bush?
No.
You don't even care right now. So Jeb Bush is out for you. You're a Trump guy.
No, not a Trump guy.
Are you a Trump guy over a Bush guy?
No.
Ooh, this is good. We're not gonna talk anymore politics. So, but Jeb Bush has pissed in your Cheerios.
A little bit, yeah.
What do you get your hands up in the air for?
Because not only that, Chick-fil-A is an amazing
and that's what I was going to say. I'm a huge fan of Chick-fil-A.
So he took a dig.
Their headquarters and they're an amazing company, and they do so much for the community.
They have HR at Chick-fil-A? I know they do. So if you went to work in HR for Chick-fil-A with your major.
The other thing is he was saying, we need more teachers and everything and all these other jobs, which I'm not saying I don't disagree with that. But teachers don't get paid enough anyway for what they do. They work too hard and get paid too little.
So where should they go to work?
They need to stay where they're at because we need good teachers.
We need good teachers. So
Chick-fil-A, I'm looking for sponsors. Hit me up. We're big fans. Chick-fil-A, love it.
Yeah.
Jeb Bush, you better call me. Call Mark. Everybody, I got a lot of requests now going into the Realm Network for interviews and stuff. And Mark does a great job of handling. Mark, I'm letting you know right now, Jeb Bush will be reaching out to you because he'll want to talk to me because I have 3 voters in this house that have completely turned off to this guy. You tell. So what? Just to clear this up, so everybody knows what we're talking about. You graduated with honors.
With honors.
With honors. Dean's List, all 4 years.
I spent 3 semesters in a research lab. I have contributed to original research where I will be presenting it in March in New Orleans at a regional conference.
Hey,
I would just like to point that out.
On my face, iTunes. And then Jeb Bush is not only telling you wasted your time to go to Chick-Fil-A. Jeb Bush is looking me right in the eye, me and Mom in the eye, and go, you idiots.
I would like then if he thinks it's a waste of time, then maybe I should get my $40,000 back and go pick something that he wants me to study.
If you got $40,000 back, we'd still be in the hole. Jeb Bush, you have pissed in the moral compas's Cheerios.
But the other point.
Okay.
I just have one more point. I know one more thing. It's hard for any college graduate to find a job. It's hard for anybody in general to find a job. Right. So just to dig on psychology majors is ridiculous. Because I've got plenty of friends that have just graduated and they're not doing what they want to be doing because it's hard to find a job.
Freaking Bush.
And psychology majors pay half of the colleges and universities' bills anyways between the majors that he talked about.
It's one of the biggest fields out there.
I hear like 7 voices right now.
Well, there's only 2 of us, so the other 5 are probably from in your head.
Holy crap.
Which I can help fix
because of psychology. Help fix it because you should be putting pickles on a chicken. So so let's close this one out because we could spend the rest of the freaking week on this. Jeb Bush, you are not welcome in my house because I fear for you, and I have 2 dogs that are anti. Although they pee in a bush. Is that the same thing? No. That's not the same thing, but that's funny as hell now. Last week you wouldn't have laughed, but because you said psychology made you show me Chick-Fil-A. Now
I'm just mad. I'm trying to laugh it off before I get
you got all fired up. iTunes, I wish you know what? We might have to put her on camera for that. She had like the finger and the oh no you didn't and the whole thing.
Smoke rolling.
The smoke and the one curl that's sticking out is now tighter. Holy, her glasses are fogged up, the whole thing. What the man? I've been 22 years. I found 3 things that piss her off more than anything, and 2 of them have been Jeb Bush.
What's the third thing?
I really don't know. I'll come up with a bunch.
You can't say it on air.
Yeah, I only say shit. That's it. Explicit. That's for iTunes. Janine, I know you're listening to this driving and you're laughing your head off. I know my brother's listening to this too. Going, my brother calls me every week and goes, "What is wrong with you?" I go, man, where you been?
Jess has to get in on this. Jess is a psychology major.
I'm going to have my niece who...
Stop that.
What?
She does
not.
Do
that? She enjoys a good glass of wine.
Okay.
12 at a time. But she has tremendous... I love her to death. She has a tremendous outlook on... I'm going to have my nieces on there. I'm going to have Cole, and I'm going to have them both in the same room on this. I'm not just going to make this a family show. Everybody in my family is going to be on this show at least once. I take that back. I do. I'm shaking my head. I take that back.
Yeah, you probably don't want Lucas on there.
Well, we'd have to keep him out of the emergency room first. Let's get to some. Well, so we're on the government, right? We're on Jeb Bush. So let's talk about the secret blimp, right? So in the news last week or late last week, this blimp. This big, it's a big white blimp, not a little model airplane. It's a big white blimp that somehow got away from the government.
And it's no longer secret.
It's no longer secret. It's supposed to protect the East Coast in theory. It's worth over $1 billion, and it got away. Just for the record, so everybody's aware. This blimp is not alive. Like you see the stories where the lion escaped from the zoo or the elephant escaped from the circus. We were in Atlanta and the zebra escaped and was going down 10 or whatever that highway was. This is a blimp that escaped. This friggin' thing sits there with ropes tied to it. And there's supposed to be people watching it. And it's a secret. It's a defense secret. And it escaped. So this is what happened. The guys in the hangar.
But how is it a secret?
Well, wait. I'm gonna reenact it for everybody in iTunes. I apologize. I'm gonna reenact it. I'm the security guards for the blimp. Hey man, what kind of coffee you drink? I'm drinking my coffee. iTunes. What kind of coffee you drink? And while this is happening, If you can picture behind me, the blimp just going slowly out the door. So these two hootenannies finish their coffee. I sit down, go back to watching the monitors like you see in every movie in the world where things escape and they freeze the thing. And this freaking thing just creeped out the hangar. There's things like the size of 3 football fields. It got away. How far did it get away? Hundreds of miles. It was like for hours. And then they deployed fighter jets to surround it to see where it's going to go. So we spent $1 billion on a blimp. And it took out power lines all the way through Pennsylvania. So there's thousands of people without power. They have to get that fixed. The blimp is deflated in the trees. How do we get that out there?
Weren't they shooting it?
The fire, after they found it, they had to shoot it to keep letting the helium get out so they could finally...
Now they destroyed it, right?
Yeah.
So, for all you psychology majors who will amount to nothing, build yourself a blimp, sell it for $1 billion, let them shoot it down, and then you can build another blimp and make another $1 billion. What? Where's my tax money going?
I think it was headed to Macy's.
It might have. They should have painted it. They should have sent it for the good. Maybe it was the Red Baron, right? Maybe it was the thing Snoopy's supposed to be on for the Macy's parade at Thanksgiving. But it's a top secret. I watched that thing and I'm going, a top secret defense blimp.
It's not top
That's
secret.
supposed to is floating along Pennsylvania.
But my thing is, even if it didn't get away and they'd released it, it wouldn't have been a secret. It's a big blimp in the sky. Everybody would have seen it.
What guy is sitting there in the control room in his white smock going, release the blimp?
Was that Sean Connery in the smock?
That was my Sean Connery. Release the blimp. Who didn't get fired off that shit? And then how many hundreds of thousands of dollars to send those fighter jets out to keep it safe? You didn't even bring it back. You had to shoot it. You shot it, deflated it. I don't know what.
It's stuck in the trees.
Stuck in the trees. People in Pennsylvania got the short end of that stick. Let's get out of that because I've had enough serious stuff for one month. This is November. The beginning of November, and I've had enough serious stuff for the rest of the month. So let's get funny for a minute. So let's go from the blimp right to the drones, right? So we're watching this big thing. You see it on the news. Amazon, my buddies at Amazon, love you, Amazon. I'm trying to find where it is, so I put it up there. There it is, face value of Bill DeMott. Take it exactly what it's for. Just my opinion, right? I say all the time, simple guy, here's my opinion. Everybody's got drones now. Walmart's looking into using drones to deliver. The post office is looking for drones to deliver. Everybody's looking for drones to deliver. Now, 2 months ago, you heard on the news that drones can only fly in certain areas because it's a defense problem. But I'm going to let somebody from Walmart take a drone and deliver a package to the White House. I'm going to be the guy. How many people are going to be pissed off that someone's spying on them? Those things have cameras. How do I know? Because on the Bill DeMott Experience on the YouTube channel,
you use a drone.
We use a drone. Now, we don't spy on anybody. Max Stevens at Twitter, my boy Steve, we're on the drone and we shoot film, and we use it on our episodes on the Bill DeMott Experience. So I know there's drones out there, but these people who are going to be delivering, somebody goes, well, what if I'm sunbathing in my backyard and you're going to deliver a package? Well, you're going to be caught butt-ass naked, but you're going to get your package in 2 days. How do you control all those drones flying all over? And now it's going to be like Domino's years ago, 30 minutes or less. So you're going to be people, who's controlling these things? So now I got a guy in the front yard of the cul-de-sac delivering packages to 6 different, I don't get it. So
like Space Invaders.
So that's the big thing. It's just news, right? Here's my take on the news. I don't get it. Like, I don't get it. So drones are the biggest thing. But here's the kicker. For this trial, every house that's in the like the fly zone or the pattern where they have to go, every house has to sign off on they're okay with it flying over their house. So they have millions of dollars invested, I imagine, and it takes one guy like me
I was going to say, what happens if
to go, no, I don't give you permission to fly over my house. Well, that's it. They have to go back to the drawing board and find a new flying pattern to get it. So I just think this whole technology thing is I don't know. I try to catch up to it. I'm not allowed to fly the drone on the Build Not experience, but I don't understand how it makes it better.
Not only that, how is it cost effective? You're delivering packages in a truck. You go house to house to house to house. You're flying in a drone. Don't you have to go back, pick another package up? Can they only carry one package at a time?
I don't know. I think the one said they can carry 3 packages.
But a truck can carry hundreds of packages.
I mean, I go to Amazon. I take that back. You go to Amazon and you buy 14 things. I got to wait for 14 deliveries because they're not going to bring me all 4. And they're all whole boxes. Amazon, look in your records at what comes in the house. She's not buying like little things. She's doing big things. That's for my people at Amazon again. But it's just one of those things I don't get. I watch news, I read it, and I'm going, I don't get it. So stay tuned for more drone. And just because it's fun now, everybody send a request to talk to me to Mark Ronick at the Realm Network about the drone. I want conversation. If I don't get conversation, you guys have to listen to me. And while it's very funny on iTunes, if you look at me, I have like the beard and the whole. All right, we're done with drones. Stop telling your kids to say I'm sorry. I watched it. I heard it. Some psychology major who should be working at Chic-Fil-A has decided that you should stop telling your kids to say they're sorry because they don't mean it anyway.
I say it all the time.
Let them come up. Let your kids think for themselves. Let them come up with their own conclusion. If that kid kicks me in the balls and doesn't say I'm sorry, I'm going to come up with my own conclusion.
You're going to kick him back?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to Jimmy hand the kid right across the temple. Knock a bitch out. Like if your kid does something and doesn't say I'm sorry, I don't know. I don't understand the new way of doing it. I get you don't spank your kids. I can say all 3 kids never got to spank it.
Because we're all afraid of you.
Never. You've gotten a spanking. Mama's got a spanking. Oh, that's a whole different show. That's not face value. That's like whatever. Mama's got a spanking. But you get a clip on the back end or something like that. Or you get a smack on the hand. But now these people who should be working at Chick-fil-A are saying, don't make your kids say I'm sorry. They don't mean it anyway, and let them come up with their own conclusion. To all those people, I say, if you're parents, you're stupid. I'm saying it. I'll say it. As a parent, if I see my kid doing something wrong and they don't say I'm sorry, I don't care if they mean it or not. You go be respectful
and make them understand why they need to.
You help them come to a conclusion, especially with something accidental. And we teach it on the ball field, and we just went through that this weekend and everything. And things happen all the time. They're accidents, and they're not meant to be. And that's a Seinfeld episode. It wasn't a pick; it was a scratch. Because if you're riding in the car coming through my front yard, you see my finger in my nose.
I said that earlier.
But if you're here.
I said that earlier when you actually had your finger in your nose.
Yeah, but I was talking about Isabella.
Yeah,
but this I was doing in the middle of a broadcast, so it was a scratch, not a pick. But somebody driving through my front window might have seen this, and if you look
driving through the front window.
Because
is it the blimp?
Hey, on Halloween,
is it the blimp?
This is what drives Steve crazy. It just came to my mind. On Halloween, as I was giving out candy, 7 people who came to the house to get candy. The parents, and the kids were coming. And the parents were coming.
It's Coach Josh.
Was that a phone that just went off in the middle of my broadcast?
It's your phone.
It was Coach Josh.
That's my phone?
How unprofessional. I mean, really. Put your phone on vibrate. We're in the middle of
his show, his phone, his show.
If this was somebody, it could be Jeb Bush.
Oh, yeah, if it's him, answer it.
Oh, now I answer it. What was I just talking about?
Put him on speaker.
Halloween, 7 people.
Halloween, 7 people came up to here and said they love face value.
Really?
No.
At least 7. I'm talking about 7 different times when the groups came up, and the one dad goes, love face value. One person, I love the Build DeMott experience. I'm thinking to myself, that's pretty cool. At least 7 different people came up and said, right here on the Realm Network. So Realm, Vince,
We should have handed out better candy.
Yeah, we should have handed out.
We should have got full-size candy bars.
How do we hand out better candy? You go on Amazon.
Hey, we had the good stuff.
We handed out the good candy, and
we should have put.
I'm the poster boy for the good candy, because if you're sitting there and you see this giant guy sitting in a rocking chair with a big bowl of candy, and if you look at me and go, well, he must like the candy, so let's take his candy. But I'm really not a candy. I'm not a big candy guy, but when I do eat candy, I eat candy. Anyway, over 7 people. Love the Build My Experience, love face value. So I was thinking, great. If one person would have said, love Casey on face value, I would have thrown the whole bowl at them. I would have unplugged the lights, called it a night, and that was it. All right. What were we talking about? I forgot what we were talking about. Drones and all this other stuff. How about, let's talk about something you're both, it's kids saying I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Jeez, a loop. So let's stick with the kids for a minute.
I think they need to say they're sorry.
Kids should say I'm
sorry. You need to make them understand why.
If my kid bumps into your kid at the supermarket, if it's busy or something, I want my kid going, I'm sorry.
Because then what happens when they get older?
Right.
I mean,
then they turn out like me.
You have to teach them manners. You have to teach them.
I don't think it's anything about manners. I think it's respect. And I think it's the fact
and respect go hand in hand.
But
I have manners, but I respect you.
I think a lot of parents nowadays just don't teach their kids, and so everybody just wants to do away with it. So then there's no responsibility. There's no responsibility to teach.
There's less responsibilities as a parent now. Well, if I don't have to, hey, I just heard on the Today Show or somebody or Oprah said I shouldn't tell my kid to say I'm sorry. That's one less thing I have to do. I got news for you, you hoot nanny. You get your kid up in the morning. You make sure your kid eats if they don't want to eat. You make sure they say, I'm sorry. You make sure they say, yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. I'm 50 years old, and I still yes, ma'am people. And they look at me and go, what's wrong with that crazy bastard? You hold the door. You do all the things that people used to do before it was politically correct or incorrect to do or not to do. But you tell your kids to say, I'm sorry. Let them come up with their own conclusion. When they're 50 years old, I'm 50, and my mother still tells me what I should be saying. And she doesn't let me come up with my own conclusion. But that's Nana. Hold it.
Hey, Anna.
Yeah. She sends Casey a message late night all the time. She goes, thank you for turning your hat around. So if this is what makes my mother happy, I'm going to turn my hat.
She did. She messaged me last night. She said she loved the microphone.
I just said it.
But no, she said she loved the microphone.
If you repeat what I say, it doesn't give you street credit on the show.
We're talking about the hat, though.
Yeah, but I just said it. You repeat it like it's breaking news now.
I'm just letting you know that people like.
Does she follow you on Twitter?
Nana doesn't have to.
Moving on. Tell your kids to say I'm
That's
sorry.
the last thing Nana needs to do.
That's the last thing. I'll tell you what. You think me on social media has been an interesting thing for the past 10 years or whatever it's been? Put my mother on. My mother will she will get more endorsements from all over the world, or she will be the only person who could shut Twitter down. There's no wiggle room. There's no social media. There's talk about politically incorrect.
What does Nana?
She will tell it exactly the way she thinks. She's old school.
I know.
She doesn't know how to be.
She doesn't do that on Facebook, though.
I'll tell you what. She comes close. Nana's she's out there, boy.
She has no problem getting on you guys on Facebook.
You do something wrong, and you're going to tell me Nana's not on?
That's
so
true.
You imagine her on Twitter? Nana will drop the MF on Twitter.
She won't.
Hey, MFer. Hey, motor scooter. Treat my granddaughter the right way, you some bitch. Poor Jared.
Between Nana and Grandma.
Between Nana. That's why you became a psychology major. You're nuts. I'm going to tell you right now, my daughter's freaking nuts. My daughter's nuts. My wife's nuts. My son has nuts. I told you, I'm not ready to come back to work, and you're all making me work, and I'm doing editing and
you're super explicit
auditions
today.
And TV auditions. I'm not ready. I just want to sit with my pumpkin back there.
Baseball. Are you going to put over the boys yesterday?
What the boys? So this past weekend, because this airs whenever on Tuesday, whatever. The boys this past weekend as we get ready for the playoffs.
It's a championship
tournament for Cobra here, Oviedo Baseball. And if you go to the YouTube channel to build my experience, we did a nice piece on the boys going all the way to states last year. Well, the same team, give or take one or two of the boys, we play a Cobra travel team, and we're going into the championship finals, and they went 3 for 3. We had 3 games in a row this past weekend, 9 a.m., 11 a.m., and 1 a.m. I could be off at the time, but you get the gist of it. 1 a.m. Oh, so we stopped playing at 11 a.m., and then we had to wait till 1 a.m. This is why, shut up. You cannot tell your kids to say, I'm sorry, but you can tell your kids to shut up. I'm going to write a parenting book. And it's going to have 3 pages in it. And the first one's going to be a cover, and the last one's going to be a cover, and the middle one's going to be me going. And that's the book. That's how you want to parent your kids?
That's how I remember my childhood.
That's right. Good luck you remember it. Be a whole different shit.
Yeah.
You just smack your head with a telephone book, it doesn't leave a mark. That's right. Okay.
Like in that movie, that was awful. Because when he did that in the movie, I was like, oh my gosh, he was right.
What movie was it? Okay, forget about it. The boys went 3 for 3, and go on the Build My Experience on YouTube, and you can see that the episode, 2-part episode when we did the boys going into the state championships.
And you can see him warming up yesterday.
And then yesterday, in between games, Coach Fred puts on some music. And I don't know what this is until yesterday, but now I've watched it. And all my boys, who I invest a lot of time in personally, I think they're all great. The families are great. The boys are great. All of a sudden, they're doing the whip and nay-nay. And as a parent, I always think it's entertaining to see kids doing things. And I was
having fun.
They were having a ball, and the coaches were having a ball. Casey growing up was dancing. Kerry growing up was dancing. I didn't think my son growing up would be dancing. So all of a sudden, I wanted to come out of his shell. He's a true blue, loves baseball. He's so serious. And I was so torn yesterday between watching them play 3 outstanding games. And in the middle of game 2 and 3, they're doing the whip and nay-nay. And there's something about me as an old school, ruffian, kind of rugged guy, watching my son do the whip and nay-nay. And then he goes out and plays a hell of a baseball game. See? So that's what I know he's like, because he's entertaining, and he goes against the top. But if you go on the YouTube channel, go check this out. Go click it. I want that to go viral. I want it to go worldwide.
I'm sending it to Ellen. Ellen loves
So here's the 6 and 7-year-old boys, the Central Florida Sun Devils. Go on the YouTube channel, and they're doing the whip and nay-nay. And it's the greatest thing. I think the coaches were more entertained because we have a serious group of dads who are really good coaches, and they're really baseball oriented, and I learn a lot from them. But to see the coaches smiling, the boys smiling, and then go out and play as hard as they did was just amazing. But I never thought I talk about a lot of things, like whatever. I'll do anything for a laugh. I'll do anything. The whip and nay-nay.
Oh, we didn't play a song this week. That should be the song. Actually, no.
No, we're gonna play a song because we're gonna get to it. I don't know how long this show is going, and we're not gonna get to a lot of things, but we're gonna get. So there's one thing that's very important to me. I've talked about it for like the past 20 years. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I'm a big music guy. I love music. I love all kinds of music. Vince Russo, here's my plug for Vince again. He says we're irrelevant because we talk about Sinatra. And Vince just got that Ralph Cramden tattoo that I thought was awesome because I'm a huge Honeymooners fan. So we're, old school guys. And I've always talked about, I've been amazed at who gets inducted, who doesn't get inducted, and why. And for years, I can't tell you for how many years, why Chicago has not been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Mm-hmm. Well, here the ballot comes out, and NWA is on it. Mm-hmm. The movie, I'm sure the movie coming out this year helped. Janet Jackson is on it, which you can't believe Janet Jackson's old enough. You still see Janet Jackson as like this young girl tearing up the world is on it. I think the prerequisite is 25 years or more in the industry. So Yes is on it. Cheap Trick is on a big Cheap Trick fan. Chicago. I don't know if they've ever been on the ballot before.
I don't know.
But they're on the ballot now, and I want to know. Steve Miller's on the ballot, so Steve Miller should be an in.
Shaka Khan's on it.
Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan. Is a Shaka. Play that song. Pull that song up as we're talking.
That's how the song goes.
But Shaka. Shaka Khan. But Chicago is on the ballot, and I've been wondering for years. Like we talked about Jeb Bush pissing in Casey's Cheerios. Chicago has really upset somebody because they should have been on it, in my opinion, a long time ago. So I'm really hoping that not only are they on the ballot.
What's the song?
They get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'm a big fan of that. I watch it every year. I've always had my kids watch it with me. The inductions, and they're long, but the music is great. The stories are great. I think it was last year, Peter Gabriel.
Is it I Feel For You?
Yeah, Peter Gabriel got on, and I thought that was great. And it's just great. Here, hit it. No, get them Chaka.
It's iTunes.
You are the worst. What now? What do you want? A DJ, a mixer? Can we get that on Amazon?
Probably. But it's just the preview from
Amazon.
iTunes.
You better be checking the BuildMyExperience.com. Amazon, I'm there. Now I gotta get a DJ mixer so I get my song. Check it out. I Feel For You by Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan. On the Realm Network. But I hope Chicago gets in. I'd be so upset. I'd almost say I'd boycott. I don't boycott music. I love music.
But you've been saying that for.
Yeah, I really don't understand how that hasn't happened. So let's end this because I can go on for. Oh, so music, real quick. We sat around a couple weeks ago and we saw Pitch Perfect 2.
Yes.
And why I'm talking about Pitch Perfect 2, one, the first one was the stupidest movie I've ever saw that made me laugh so hard. Two, it's a big craze, is this acapella stuff.
Yeah.
So I was watching someone do this special on how the Green Bay Packers got involved. And one of the linesmen is a big fan of acapella music for reals. So he tweeted, love the thing. So the producers and everybody tweeted him back. So they got together and those boys sang. That was them singing.
That's awesome.
That's funny.
So much so that Clay Matthews and those guys.
That was hysterical.
They, not only were they funny, so it was a bit part that turned into more because they were so good and they were so animated. So, if you saw Pitch Perfect 2, how much they were in that movie. So much so that 2 of their songs made the soundtrack.
Oh, yeah? That's awesome.
And everybody goes, oh, they're just not dumb football players. They can do all this, do that. And I was like, I thought that was freaking cool. Mm-hmm. The funny part was the executive producer's a Bears fan. So when they said, we need the Green Bay Packers, she goes, hell no. And she was like, I'm not doing it. I'm not auditioning them. I'm not talking to them, nothing. But she had to do it because they were that good. And at the end of the day, it was so funny. She goes, I have to love the Packers just because of it. So Clay Matthews and those big burly guys, I can sing a cappella.
Love that part of the movie.
I'm a human beatbox. I'd be so blown up after 3 beats. I couldn't do it, but that was funny. So Pitch Perfect, that's the funny part for me. See Clay Matthews doing that.
Yeah, that was funny.
But they have 2 songs. I think it's 2 songs on the soundtrack, which is awesome. They get talented guys. But they tweet. There's where social media works in your favor. So Pitch Perfect 3.
They're already shooting it.
Yeah, but they didn't call me yet. Pitch Perfect 3, call me. What is it? Elizabeth
Banks?
Yes.
Elizabeth Banks. I'm here.
That'd be so funny.
It'd be so funny. I'd even wear my...
You could be the third judge.
I could be the third.
Yes.
You put me in the booth with you and the funniest guy, I think one of the funniest guys in the world. You want to talk about innuendos and throwing lines. Please make me the third judge on piss. What is it?
Pitch Perfect.
Piss Perfect.
Just stop. Pitch. Put Elizabeth Banks. Make me the third judge on that movie. 3. I just want to see you and Rebel Wilson. That's
Rebel Wilson. Fat Amy.
You and Fat Amy.
I could be better than Bumper.
You would Fat Amy.
In Pitch Perfect 3, Fat Amy has kids with Bumper and they come to visit, and she meets me as the third judge, and she leaves Bumper for Big Papa. And you have Fat Amy and Big Willie.
I just want to see. It'd be like you and Bumper get into a fight
because
Bumper's got all the
dance off.
Because Bumper's got all the one-liners.
We'd have a sing off, and Fat Amy, I can't take it. When she comes to Big Papa, which sets us up for Pitch Perfect 4. Elizabeth Banks, I'm handing this is gold. I'm giving it to you.
Oh no, I hope she's not.
Elizabeth Banks, Pitch Perfect 3, call me. Fat Amy. So, what is her name?
Rebel Wilson.
She's funny as hell.
She's
got great timing.
She's hysterical.
She is hysterical. All right, let's end this on. I don't know what to end this on. This is out of control. We're trying so hard to get back to normal, and the more we do it, the more we realize there's nothing normal about this. This edition of Face Value has seen an addition. There's another voice and an arm. In the middle of it, I'm trying to get involved with so Periscope, and that's just for the record because we do this with Miss Paula on our Thursday shows, and Lacey, who is not going on Twitter, stands to the side, and as I do the shows with Miss Paula, Lacey's there, and she holds the Periscope, and she does it from my phone. And now all of a sudden, I say, let's get people involved. Let's answer some questions, give some shout outs, like Jimmy from Philadelphia earlier, and then she comes into view. And says, I don't even know. So it's like Kip coming on the show in his boxers with a vacuum cleaner.
Well, when I tried to, your phone doesn't like my finger. So when I tried to slide it to turn Periscope off, it switched the camera to my face too.
iTunes.
Like
if
my
you can
eye.
see my face.
You can see like half my face.
Here's the sentence of the day. Your phone doesn't like my fingers.
It doesn't.
What the
I tried to drag it and it tapped and I don't know.
I'm speechless. This is it. I mean, you have to take face value exactly what it is. This, I'm telling you right now, I'm shooting for by the end of the year. Max Stevens on Twitter. By the end of the year, I should be on late night television. I don't know what else we have planned. We have a lot of things coming up down the pike, and we're going to try to stay busy and move on. But I should be on late night television. And then we'll be fighting over who's on the couch next to me. Now Mom is involved with her arm. And that's her claim to fame. She'll tell everybody in Iowa, I'm on the Arm on the Realm Network.
No, I'm not telling anybody.
So that's it. That's what we got. We're getting back in the swing of things, and it's a process. But I think I'm losing the battle right now. Get that look off your face.
What?
Did you have to work?
Yeah.
You want to work like that?
No.
So let's
You ambushed me first thing when I woke up. Let's do a show. We got time. Come on.
Gosh. This is Janine. I hope you're enjoying this. Juice from Chicago Bears claim to fame. I know you're listening to this. I hope you're enjoying this. Nick Rigo, another good kid we've known for years, sent me a great coin. It's on the back if you can see it. Back there on my board is a coin, and he's with the United States Navy.
Coast Guard.
That's why you're here. That's what you should do. From the Coast Guard. But all the military cats out there, I appreciate you. And there's a lot of guys who've reached out and who said this cool things. But you guys can get in touch with me through the Realm Network. Mark does a great job. Reach out. Give me something to talk about. Otherwise, I'm going to do what I do. And hopefully it's entertaining and it's some fun. And it's turning into... So I guess it has to be Family Values coming up. But I think that was a show. So we'll keep it Face Values with special appearances by Bill DeMott as this thing keeps going. But I'm telling you right now, I'm not adding a microphone and no one else is getting on camera. Otherwise, I'll be sitting over there and they'll be sitting here and then
Hi-oh.
I'll be doing that. So we got some good episodes coming up.
I should say bio.
James Sang Lee is up on the YouTube experience. Go watch the past episodes, but watch James Sang Lee. Tremendous person. He has great stories. A world-class athlete. He works with the autistic children. He travels the world teaching self-defense. We talk about human trafficking. Such a complex guy, but just down to earth. It was an amazing story. It was a great couple of days spending time with him. We got to watch the black belt ceremonies. So go to the Build DeMott experience. It's free. Subscribe to it. It helps me out. Get people to subscribe to the channel. I'm hopeful that everybody likes a couple of the upcoming episodes. We're working hard on keeping that going and shopping that out to the big ones and making a regular show out of it. But James Sang Lee is a great guy. It was a great experience for me. It's all about the experience here on the Realm Network and on the YouTube channel. I'm Bill DeMott. This is the Bill DeMott experience. Do what you say what you mean what you do. I'm out.
Visit VinceRussoBrand.com to sign up for exclusive VIP content. You get over 20 new video shows monthly, including Vixens Who Rule and The Swerve, where Vince Russo interviews stars in wrestling and beyond. Listen to Vince and Jeff Lane discuss weekly news and rumors and review Attitude Era Raws. Also, watch the cult hit Bucket Full of Chicken next. Go to VinceRussoBrand.com and click the red subscribe button to join now.